afford to be. In order to accelerate yourself, your brand, your business, your ideas, your concepts, your church, whatever it is, you have to build up. In my book, I talk about two dogs I had. They're Connie Corsos. I still got one of them. The other one passed away, but Bentley and Honey. And so I put up invisible fences to keep them in parameters. I have like a farm-like backyard. It's quite a few acres of land. There are coyotes back there. I'm in Texas. There are rattlesnakes back there. There are beavers and all kinds of stuff back there. So the part of the land that I quadrant off where it was safe for them, I put an invisible fence in. Invisible fence requires a collar around the dog's neck so that when the dog gets too close to the parameter, the collar starts to buzz. And the closer they get to the fence, the more intense it becomes to keep them from going across the line. It's invisible, but effective. How many walls do you have up that are invisible, but are holding you back? And what I noticed was Bentley would stay in the fence. He couldn't see it, but he stayed in it. Honey would take the shock just to get to the other side, okay? And I don't care what you did, she would take the shock. And then eventually she started gnawing her collar off so that she would not feel the shock. So when I use it metaphorically in the book, to me, disruptive thinkers are people who are willing to endure the temporary discomfort of getting into the next dimension rather than to stay within the lines that somebody else drew. The lines that somebody else drew is the auspices through which we have colonialism. The lines that somebody else drew is affecting our voting bloc in our contemporary society. The lines that somebody else drew has rearranged the continent of Africa. The lines that somebody else drew has given us, in my day, colored fountains and clean fountains. The lines that somebody else drew in your day is redlining the ability to vote. The lines that somebody else drew determines how far you can go, and now you think you're somebody, you forgot where you came from. The lines that somebody else drew says it's inappropriate for you to be in this room and you feel out of place because you're not like them. But when you have been shocked enough and decide that I'm willing to pay the price to get to my next, then you're like Honey. Honey took the shock to get into the wide open fields of what was next. And I thought about all the invisible fences, some of which I imposed on myself. They're not all fences that somebody else drew. Some of the fences I imposed upon myself through my own fear, my own insecurity, my lack of exposure, because it's hard to be what you didn't see.